what's up, guys? Here's Bailey. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun.
All right.
Later, my dad's gonna be talking about business.
Yeah? All right, so, are you scared? Are you nervous? Are you afraid to pull the trigger and actually move towards making something happen? That's where most people are. Most people, either they live in fear or they live in comfort. Corey decided that he wasn't going to let me start my video without starting it with Barry, our kitty. So, y'all saw Barry. But look, the thing is I don't even think that hurts my video. I think that actually helps my point. The point is that you just got to be willing to put yourself out there. You got to be willing to do it. If you want to get somewhere you've never been, if you want to have a life that you've never had, if you want something different than what you've got right now, you've got to be willing to do something you've never done. And like I said, most people, they live in one of two places. They live in fear or they live in comfort. Now, what do I mean by that? People get afraid to do something. They get scared to try something. They hesitate. They're like, oh, look, I got this cool idea. Or wouldn't it be neat if I could do what my friend Billy's doing? Or my sister Susan, she's growing this business, or she's doing this investing, or she's doing this or that or whatever. You know, my cousin Ricky was a DJ. He was a pretty successful DJ for a good while. He decided he wanted something different. He decided to go into real estate for a little while. And after a couple of years, he decided that real estate wasn't for him. He's just like, I don't enjoy it. He's like, I can make some money. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. He's like, but I'm not enjoying it. He decided to go back to DJing, and he grew. He threw his entire self into his business. He was like, I'm a DJ. That's what I'm doing. You got to be willing to do that. Sometimes you got to be willing to take a chance and say, hey, you know what? I want to try something a little different. And, you know, if it doesn't work out, or even if it works, but you don't like it, you got to be willing to say, I'm not too scared to go back to where I was. I'm not too scared to do something different. You can't be too scared to try something, and you can't be too scared to walk away either. People get this idea in their hand. I've put so much into my education that I need to go with that degree. Maybe you do. Maybe you should. My boy Garrett, I've talked about him a bunch of times. Like my boy Garrett, he literally was almost ready to graduate, and he went to his advisor and was like, this isn't the career path I want anymore. I realized that I want something different. And they're like, well, it's going to set you, you know, and he told him exactly what he wanted. He's like, this is what I want. And I want to alter to this degree plan. How is it going to affect things? They're like, it's going to set you back about a year. He's like, okay, I can do that. Then he got about halfway in. He's like, you know what? I need to tweak it again. And they're like, that's going to add another semester. And he's like, man, he's like, okay. You know what? He knew he was willing to first ask the question. He was willing to go to his advisor and say, this is what I want. I want something different. How do I make it happen? How do I fix where I'm at? And then when they told him, it's like, it can be done, but it is going to cost you some time. He wasn't scared to lose that time because he knew that where he wasn't what he wanted to do. People get that way with education. People get that way with their job. People, they take a job. Take a job just to make some money, right? Take a job to make some money. You're making some money. You're paying the electric bill. You're paying your rent. You're putting food on the table. You got, you know, maybe you're married. Maybe you're not. Maybe you got kids. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're just by yourself. But either way, you get to this place of comfort where you're like, everything's paid for. I'm not exactly happy at my job, but things could be worse. That's a horrible thing to say. I mean, it is when it comes to your ambition. When you're trying to see the silver lining in things and you're just like, you know what? I'm blessed and things are okay. Could be worse. Okay. All right. That's fine. But when you're just stifling your own ambition because of comfort, you're like, things could be worse. And the reality is, you know how hard it's going to be to change? I'm right here, right now. I'm doing this. This works. I got every Tuesday off. I'm enjoying that. I'm off every day by 5 o'clock. That's kind of cool. Like, I mean, you got this, whatever your system is, whatever your rhythm is, whatever your schedule is. You know what? I like the fact that my schedule is always changing. You know, from week to week, I got different days off. It makes things interesting. You know, I'm making enough to eat. You know, it's like people find these comfort levels and they justify where they're at. Now, there's nothing wrong with any jobs out there because we need all these things. We need people, we need tellers, we need people at the supermarket, we need people at the banks, we need people, cashiers, we need, you know, construction workers, plumbers, we need all these different things. There's nothing wrong with any job because we need these people. But there are people who love doing these certain things and there's people who don't. And if you don't love what you're doing, get you a job to take care of your family. Get you a job to pay your bills. Get you a job to get yourself into a position. But then keep seeking more. Don't allow I'm comfortable to hold you back. Because is that all you want? You just want to be comfortable? You just want to be, I'm good, I'm okay. Things could be worse. What about things could be better? Things could be bigger. Things could be more awesome. You could have more freedom. You could have more time. You could have a little bit more money. You could have, like, not I'm being able to pay for food on the table, but I'm not even thinking about going to the grocery store. When I go to the grocery store, I buy whatever my family wants to eat. I don't even worry about it. I don't think about it. I don't have to check the bank account before I buy. We've all been there. We've all been there, man. I was in college, had to rebuild an engine while I was going to college on my car. I remember trying to figure out how to make $20. Now, see, everybody wants to talk about where inflation is and what I could get with groceries and this and that. Oh, man, I've been there. And I've been there not that long ago either. I've been there. It was 2008, 2009? And I literally had to make, I think it was 2008. And I had to make $20. I had to eat off of $20 for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Because I was spending all my money trying to rebuild my car, rebuild my engine. I needed my car. I needed my engine. It was crazy. It was a rough time. But I was able to figure it out. Every penny counted. Every penny counted. It was weird. Yeah, that was interesting. You know, I found myself trying to invest in my business and grow my business. And me and Kimberly have found ourselves several times where we're trying to grow the business and trying to, you know, look towards our future and try to think, okay, what is it we need to do right here? What is it we need to do right there? And what can we cut back on? What can we sacrifice? How can we make our money count so Kimberly doesn't have to work any more than she's already working? So we can grow our business to the next level and invest in that thing for our future, because we're not thinking about living for today. We're thinking about living for tomorrow. We're thinking about what tomorrow is going to be like, what next year is going to be like. We're thinking about 10 years down the road. We're thinking about our future. When you start thinking about pennies, making every penny count, you start looking at money different. I've been there. I've been there where I had to make pennies count. When you make pennies count, you just look at money different. Stop being comfortable and stop being afraid. What is it you want to do? What is it you want to try? What is it you're willing to try to just take that next step and get on that next level? Share this video with a friend. Make sure somebody sees it. Take some time to discuss these things with your spouse. If you're not married, with your friend, with a loved one, your brother, your sister. Talk about this stuff. Talk about where you're at and where you'd like to be. Because they're going to, the ones who ride with you, the ones who love you, the ones who really want to build you up are going to be there to say, hey, you said you want this. I got you. What can I do to help you get there? What can I do to help you get there? Because that's what you want. That's what you want, so let me help you get there. All right, it's your boy. I'm out.